Hello and welcome back to the Sports Brief Podcast. Man, it is good to be back. First things first, we got to introduce our guest, Mr. Shay Conant. Thanks for joining us tonight, big guy.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So we got a couple of things to cover tonight. Obviously, one heck of a week. The Vikings fall. That's just how it goes being a Vikings fan. But before we get into our entire outline here, obviously got to ask you guys to subscribe for weekly and really just everyday takes from the Sports Brief Podcast. Everything containing sports, anything you want to know about sports, we're the ones to give it to you. Make sure you drop us a like and also drop a comment to know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, so that way, hey, we can keep getting better. What about Aaron Rodgers? Because I know a lot of people really think that Aaron Rodgers could keep doing this. I'm looking at it, and again, I'm not taking shots at Aaron Rodgers. I love and I hate the guy because you look as a Vikings fan, I hate him because he's taken so much away from me emotionally. And then also you love him because of just what the plays that he makes. So I'm looking at this, and there was some, my buddy Tristan is usually on tonight. He always says, he told me that Aaron Rodgers could play till he's 40. I don't know that I see that. I really don't know that because what's he at, 32 right now? He's not that old, but surprisingly, because
he's older than that.
Is he? He's got 34. I know he's not that old. Oh, yeah. 36.
36. I thought he was 36, but
I apologize. I was wrong. 36. Looking at this, 4 more years. And again, Aaron Rodgers does also take excellent care of the football. He doesn't even have 100 interceptions, and he's been in the NFL for quite a long. He's been in the NFL for 14, 15 years, yeah. Whatever it's been. Extremely good care of the football. What about Aaron Rodgers? Could he play till he's 40?
That's also a hard question. Like you said earlier in the podcast, he's kind of slowing down this year. He really hasn't looked like he has in the past. I mean, I was talking to my brother earlier today, actually, and I said this 49ers game feels like the divisional round between the Cowboys and Packers a couple years ago.
Yep.
And in that game, Aaron Rodgers was a man. He was just dropping dots everywhere, but you have to have that Aaron Rodgers for this game too.
Yeah.
And up to this point in the season, he has not been anywhere close to that. Bringing back the Lions game, he missed so many throws that game. I think he had over 10 overthrows or something like that. It was not good. But I mean, granted, he shows up when he needs to, but he just makes it so heart-wrenching when he's not playing up to that point. So playing until he's 40, I mean, I don't really think he can. It hurts me to say that, but I just really don't see it.
That raises another question too. If Aaron Rodgers cannot play until he's 40, franchise quarterback numero, what is it, Quattro now? Because you guys have had 3, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Vikings have had arguably 1 in Fran Tarkenton, because we both know Dante Culpepper was not a franchise quarterback, even though he played very well at times. Christian Ponder, no. There's a lot of other quarterbacks I could keep going on. Warren Moon, I mean, that's a really good probably argument there, but honestly, they've never had, in my opinion, I don't think the Vikings have ever had a quarterback that they drafted from the beginning and developed. And it's tough because, I mean, I most specifically went through Tavares Jackson, Christian Ponder, Brooks Bollinger, Brett Favre for those 2 years. It's been tough for me. Now Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum had a good year, Sam Bradford. I could keep going on. But the Packers have had mainly 1 or 2 guys that have been steady guys that come in and start and do really well when Aaron Rodgers isn't injured or Brett Favre isn't injured as well. So me looking at this, if the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers cannot play until he's 40, which I'm going to say right now, I don't think he can. Again, I'm not taking shots at the man because you Packer fans love your Aaron Rodgers, understandably so. He got you a Super Bowl. He is, like I said, the most talented. But the man, looking at this now, last year, would you be, let me say this, would it be fair to assume that last year he was not healthy?
Oh, 100%, yes.
100%. So this year, when the man is fully healthy, he throws for less yards. He throws for one more touchdown and throws 2 more picks. Now, Aaron Rodgers, again, takes tremendous care of the football, so the 2 picks don't worry me. That's whatever. He threw 4 picks this year. Give the man a break. But I would also say it's probably fair to assume this man has been bailed out by the run game for, I would say, most of the season. Maybe bailed out's a little bit hard, or a little bit harsh, but because the man is still Aaron Rodgers, but he has thrown for less yards. He's thrown a lower completion percentage. Again, 1 more touchdown, 2 picks, and all that. I don't see it. I think maybe 1 to 2 more years while you guys draft a quarterback this year, or I keep hearing this Tua talk. I will lose my mind if Tua goes to the Packers and I have to deal with that for another 10 to 15.
I'd love it.
I know you would. I think a lot of Packers fans would, because that would be again potentially, franchise quarterback number 4. So it would just be, I would lose my mind because I wouldn't be able to deal with the insanity of what's happening. But again, I don't think he can deal with it. But I do think he can be kind of a stopgap player until, obviously he's playing for a Super Bowl today, which, 49ers are up 10-0 right now, but you never count Aaron Rodgers out. He's playing to go to the Super Bowl. Could this be the new Packers identity, though? I mean, if you think about it, running the football, Aaron Rodgers, like you said, showing up when he has to. And really, I mean, he's really done that most of his career. Like when the game's on the line, you give him the football and let him do his thing. Like that's just Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, could this be the new Packers identity until they find more of a gunslinging quarterback?
I mean, as a Packers fan, I mean, if we have to rely on the run, I mean, I guess we can. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd rather rely on Aaron Rodgers being able to sling it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're getting up to that age and you have a young running back in Aaron Jones, you can rely on Aaron Jones.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a two-sided question. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think that the run game is their identity because they still have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, obviously they're still going to be looking to sling the ball around.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's nice to have Aaron Jones though.
Yeah, I should maybe kind of calibrate here a little bit. Obviously, I mean, what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers, again, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and most talented. I'm just looking at this. I just think at some point the question has to be raised if perhaps looking at this, if you guys are running the football, why change it? Like, I think, I'm lucky enough to be, Winter Advocate staff reporter. I've watched them make a trip to the Dome this year. I mean, you run the football and play solid defense. That's literally the recipe for a lot of great success. And, I mean, it's not the only recipe, but, I mean, when you're in a small town, you got, 3 or 4 good running backs, a good offensive line, and a coach that has patented smash mouth football. You run the football. And, looking at this, coming from that and looking at this and what the Vikings do most of the time, run the football and are pretty successful at it. I had to ask the question because, Aaron Rodgers, if at some point, I even as much as as a rival as he is, at some point, if Aaron Rodgers is not fully himself, I just still think that maybe they have to ask that question because you got to do what's best for your franchise. But again, it's Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it.
Thank you for listening to the Sports Brief Podcast. If you'd like to see our newest videos, hear our hot takes, keep in touch with the latest sports issues, or check in on your favorite team, be sure to subscribe down below and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.